6th September 2000, I call now Dr. O.P.S. Khandelwal from India to deliver keynote lecture, Indian Perspective, Life, Mind and Consciousness. Is life a part of cosmic self?
Good morning, respected chairpersons of this organizing committee who has invited me to deliver the lecture on the topic is life is a part of cosmic self, Indian perspective, life, mind and consciousness. It's my great pleasure to be here. Life is a continuous, endless and ever-flowing chain of the consciousness that is beginningless and endless. Life is a cause and cause with the no apparent cause. Life is not only the mixture of the protein, nucleic acids and enzymes, etc. The principle of the life must have been constituted even before the emergence of life in matter. The problem of the consciousness remains unsolved in terms of intellect, although the scientists and the Indian yogas have tried on the plane of the physics, Vedanta and neurobiology. These are the challenges faced by the science as well as the Indian yoga. The consciousness evolved into the 6 stages and 5 stages of the mind. Lord Krishna says the primal energy and the cosmic power to manifest the matter and the life is He Himself. Come to the Vedantic view. Here we are attempting to work out an amicable definition of life. It does not mean that the life has not been defined yet. On the contrary, there are too many definitions. That is a problem. Precisely, there are the various definitions according to the various approaches, ideologies, attitudes, and perception. Thus, it is an important issue to find out widely acceptable and convincing definition of life. In order to define the life well, we are tempted to see how it is initiated and originated. Mostly we end up in the vicious circle reaching nowhere. The basic question arises whether or not life originated from anything lifeless. The answer so far is no, because no scientific study could have established that non-living objects and objects can produce the living being. It leads us to conclude that at least postulate should be formulated that the life has come out of some living matter only. Now, this logically leads us to another question. The question is as from where did the first particle of life originated? The answer can be sought in the Vedic science. The Vedas or the Hindu scriptures are regarded as the oldest scripture on the entire human history. But the last and the fourth part of the Vedas is the Upanishad have a various references to this question. I will go through it in detail. The evolution of the consciousness in life. I think the Western thinking has wrongly postulated that life is a conclusion of combination of certain biomolecule and bioenergetic, namely the amino acids, phosphates, enzymes, and DNA, RNA, etc. But the Indian Vedic science believe that the life is not only the conclusion, but the cause and the driving force of this combination. In order to define the life, it has not been formed by its constituent, but the life has forced to cause the units to combine in a specific fashion so that life may express itself, which precedes everything and followed nothing. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bijam mam sarvbhutanam vidhi parth sanatanam. The Bijam mam sarvbhutanam vidhi parth sanatanam. How a potential sentence has been written in the Bhagavad Gita. This sentence explained by the Swami Chinmayanandaji. It means that I am the ancient seed of all beings. My higher Prakriti, the principle of the consciousness, is the womb of the all living being. I am the womb of all living being. I am the great seed of all. How? As per science, Dr. Stuart Kaufman, an eminent biologist, has said that the chaotic system interacting components can spontaneously come into in-ordered system on which the selection can act later. According to Kaufman, the simulation demonstrates that the system supplied with a sufficient number of the biomolecules, polymers, will undergo its phase transition that cause to become an autocatalytic system. But the Swedish scientist A. Arrhenius, as if echoing the Bhagavad Gita, asserted that the microbes floating throughout the universe served as a seed of the life. I don't know from where the seed came. To put into the simpler way, I would like to say that the existence of the life is subject to the nothing. In the monastic philosophy of the India, this consciousness is everything from alpha to omega. From alpha to omega. It is a matter, not the life that comes in the middle. Whatever matter is that. Thus, the mystery of life can be understood by solving the puzzle of matter. They are correlated, yet life precedes it. Therefore, life is the cause and cause with the no apparent cause. Now, the British astrophysicist Fred Hale was out materialistic when he wrote a book on the astronomy in 40s, but published his book in the 1983, The Intelligent Universe, where he argues precisely that we have our own existence to another intelligence which is a part of the deliberate plan created the structure of the life and random process. Dr. E.L. Totem, he has also pointed out in the International Conference of the Biochemistry in 1963 at Moscow, to quote him, did this event occur more than one time, or with the origin of life, how and when did the evolutionary transition, relationship, nucleic acid and the protein first arise? We will go into detail further. How and when the evolutionary relationship of the nucleic acid and the protein first arises? If so, how did the countless genes are present in the living organism from primal prototype gene? Nature may have still many unpredictable surprises stored with us. The task, we can go for any lab, but none has succeeded. If we try to produce a life in the test tube, it will be most difficult task. But if we try to produce a life from its biochemicals, that is enzymes, nucleic acids, proteins, fats and minerals, to assemble them, there is a chance to become alive. This project might be very surprising to international laboratories. They may come out. Are we lacking something? Life is not only a mixture and above substances, but must have also something else. Is that consciousness? Is that consciousness? There are the challenges facing by the science as well as Indian yoga. I request all the scholars to go through the literature of an Indian philosopher, yogi and renowned thinker Sri Aurobindo. He has beautifully attempted to provide a solution to the seemingly difficult problem. He wrote the great book, The Life Divine, wherefrom I quote, "It is throughout the evolutionary nature, matter could have not become animate if the principle of life has not been there constituting the matter and emerging as the phenomena of life in matter. The life in the matter could have begun to feel or precisely think, reason, if the principle of the mind had not been there behind all the substances constituting as its field of the operation, emergent in the phenomena of the thinking, life and body. I am sure it is going to give us a new premise on which the new researches projects can be based, and it's certainly going to be prove more creative. It will take us more divergent thinker with the respect to the modern science. I would like to point out that the science has its own limitation, and the systematic philosophy like the Veda and ancient philosophy of India can guide us to understand the consciousness, which is an identity of the life, and this very consciousness is the defining quality of the life.